Do you need deeper sleep, more energy, better focus? Well, Hapbee says they have a possible solution for that. And with me is the CEO, Yona Shtern, to talk about Hapbee. And I know I've seen you here before. I've used the device before and actually did feel more productive. I know we talked about that. And you just launched a 2.0, new app.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. It took us about 6 months listening to customer feedback. And we really wanted to make the user experience much more intuitive. So when you open it up right now and you use your Hapbee device, you're going to find a user experience that kind of feels a lot more like Spotify and Apple Music, where you can just choose the blend or the routine that you want. It remembers what you're using it for. So if you're using it for deeper sleep or focus or relaxation, all of those options are in there.
Yeah. So, and I remember you were adding kind of some new things as well. Did you add anything new? Do you plan to?
One of the biggest things that we added is this notion of routines.
Okay.
If you'll recall, what we used to have is these notion of blends. So you could play your morning cup of coffee, or in the evening you could play a relaxation signal, or you could play a melatonin signal for deep sleep. What we found is people like to use the product over a longer period of time, and they didn't want to kind of start and stop. They wanted to kind of, like, if you will, create a playlist. So I want to have an evening bedtime playlist which starts with relaxation, then starts to get me drowsy, and then finishes off with like 5 or 6 hours of deep sleep.
Oh.
That's called a routine, and that's part of what we've built into the new app.
Okay. And then you also have launched the smart sleep bed, right? Explain that. How does that work?
Well, this is a wonderful device.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second.
Yeah, it's a neck band that you can wear all day. I think it's safe to say this is not optimal for sleep.
Oh.
Historically, what we've been telling people to do, and that's the way I use it, is I put this device, or I would put this device underneath my pillow, set it to deep sleep, and I would sleep 7 hours, whereas before I would sleep 3 or 4. What we now have developed, and we're launching it tonight, is called the Smart Sleep Pad. It looks and feels a lot like a heating pad. It's about 12 inches by 18 inches.
Okay.
It's made out of foam. You put it underneath your pillow, and basically you set it and forget it. You'll have the best sleep you've ever had in your life.
Interesting. And so you're launching that. Explain how this works, how both the neck device and the sleep pad work. What's the science behind it?
Basically, everything that you put in your body is a stimulant. So think of caffeine or melatonin or a sleeping pill. They all operate ostensibly the same way. You have molecules that you ingest, and they find bioreceptors in your body. And when those two things meet, you get drowsy, or you get alert, or you get focused. That's the way this thing works. What we discovered is those molecules actually communicate with the bioreceptors in your body by sending a little signal, a magnetic wave. We figured out, and what Hapbee does is we record those signals, caffeine, melatonin, CBD, and we play them back so that your body can hear them. So what's built into this and what's built into the sleep pad is the ability to play, if you will, a digital sleeping pill or a digital cup of coffee. No side effects, no lingering effects, and that's really what Hapbee is.
Interesting. And you were telling me that it's a subscription-based business model, kind of like Peloton.
Exactly.
And that you're finding there's a lot of stickiness, like people are subscribing and staying with it.
Well, I think that for us is probably the most fulfilling part of what we've learned, is that people who subscribe find this incredibly engaging. The data that I can share, and we've shared it publicly, is 70% of people who subscribe 8 months later are still part of the paid program. It's because not only is this a better alternative, it's also a more cost-effective alternative to buying stimulants.
Yeah, well, and it's, you know, you're right, no stimulants, you don't have to worry about kind of the side effects of that as well.
No side effects and no lingering effects. Look, if I take a cup of coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm buzzed and my sleep is interrupted.
Right.
If I take sleep medication for sleeping, I'm probably going to wake up feeling pretty groggy. Not with Hapbee.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've got that with Red Bull before, so that's a bad idea. Anytime afternoon. Thank you so much, Yona, for coming back and giving us the update, and best of luck with the new sleep pad.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.